Today's video is about fixing an asphalt driveway or an asphalt roadway. Now it's in Florida and I've tried every product there was out there, and I came up with my own system where I get the actual driveway sealer and I mix sand in with it. So I mixed the sand in with it. We go around, we fixed all the cracks and everything against the concrete driveways here, and then we came at the end and we seal coated it with the driveway sealer. It works really good. I'm going to talk more about it at the end. So here we go. Now this is a common thing I see all the time about concrete driveways. You come out with a concrete driveway and you're going to meet the blacktop. Now here's what I always do. I always raise it up a couple inches because you don't know if they're going to come in and put another layer of blacktop on. So I'm going to show you a couple things and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now this concrete driveway was poured about 15 years ago. And you see they got a ledge here. So you got to go up to it. Now if they put a layer of asphalt on it, you want this higher than the road. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some asphalt leading up to this. Now let's go look at another one. So here's one they poured about 5 years ago, and look at what they did. They poured it right down even with the asphalt, and then they made a mess out of it. So if they put another layer on, you're going to be above this, and this is going to catch water. So that's a very bad job. Don't do that. So here's where I'm talking about where they poured it. You see, the asphalt, they came in with another layer of asphalt. Now it's higher than the concrete. You want the concrete higher than the asphalt, and then you always want it to slope up. And that's what happens. The water gets behind it and it picks it up and it makes a terrible mess out of things. And here again, you see, they didn't form it, and then it all cracks up. And then if you're putting the asphalt on, if you break that away, the people are going to say, oh, you're breaking my concrete away. So the only way to get away is you have to make a saw mark to do that. But when you're getting a cheap road crew, you don't want that. You see how they put a straight line, and concrete's higher than the asphalt. Then if they come and they put another layer on, you're even. It's not catching water. That's the proper way to do it. So we're putting some play sand into here, and then we're going to mix this up. Okay, make sure it's good, and this is a good one. It's thicker. And then we're going to dump some of that in. That's good. And we're going to mix it up. Just like this.
Dang.
A little more in. Like that. There we go. So that's about the thickness we wanted. And then, the first thing we're going to do before we put this mix down is we get a little bit of this. We put it in there, and we add a little water, and we mix it up. And this is our bonding agent. You got to put this down first, and then you put the sand mix right behind it. So when we got a ledge like that, we don't want to hit the concrete. We want to get it real good in there and prime it. That's what's going to make it stick. Priming it like this. I already splashed it already, but we'll sponge it off. Okay. And then just put it in and smooth it out even with the rope. No big deal. You want to go crazy with it, do what you gotta do. So what we want to do is we want to get a soft brush and some water and go over the top of the product that we just did and smooth it all out. And here's what we're going to do. Just going to do the outside. Rub the brush in. Make sure it's even. And say that again.
The what?
Rub the outside out. Just so it's even on the outside. And then we're going to let the inside
sink in.
Sink in, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll hit it. Yeah. See, I'm trying to, this is like a tripping hazard. So what we're trying to do is get rid of the tripping hazard. That's number one. You want to make it so you're not going to trip over it. Just like doing concrete or doing cement, this is the first coat. Just fill in all the big spots, and we're going to come back later and do a little more. Yeah, might as well.
I'm good. I think I did what I was BSing when I told him about it. It's gonna shrink. We don't want that. Just like pouring concrete. So you've got a ledge here, if you can see it. And people walking down this road, you don't want a ledge. You want to kind of go smooth. Paintbrush and regular water, because this is water based. So we let it dry for a while, and then we just slowly go over the top. That takes all the rough edges down. If you want to go over it again the next day, that's fine. But all we want to do is stop the tripping hazards and fill in the cracks. That's all we want to do. So we're filling the cracks in with the same stuff that we mix. We just thin it out a little bit to get the cracks and make sure it gets down in there. And that's like a bonding agent, or it's like, it makes sure that it adheses. Then when you're working on the road, you just take it out, you drop it down, and you trowel it over, and you scrape it. You see, you scrape it, and that keeps it even with the road, and it fills in the cracks, so that when we go over with the paintbrush, you're not gonna see that. That's ready to go. So then we just get a nice bucket of water and a soft paintbrush. Just go over it, and that knocks it all down, even with the rest. So when you blacktop over it, or you seal coat over it, it all blends in, just like that. So we let it set a while, and we just go over it with the water. And that breaks it all down, kind of evens it out, so there's no edges. Then we just go around the edges and blend it all in. You could always go over it again. This is just the first time. Like concrete, or doing Bondo on a car, or doing patching up a foundation, same thing. You can always go over it again. Put different coats on if you want. So here's what I'm talking about, going over it twice. We did this at the end of the day. It was a little wet and it cracked up. So we're going to go over it again. And we can get rid of all that, just like doing body work on a car or cement finishing. And then, look at how that all comes out. Going over it again. You learn to use the hoe now. It's a little faster. Okay, doing the cracks. Sinks down in there. This is a good bonding. You see that? Then that stuff has something to bond to. Put it in. Flatten it out. Very simple. Rocks. Like this, and then you know you're flat. Yeah, you can see it kind of drying on the sides. You want it to blend in. See that? Blend in. Like that. If you have to go over it again, no big deal. Over it again. Blend it all in so it don't look like an ugly patch. Clean up. Just clean it up. It's all water-based. No big deal.
Well, gosh, it's beautiful. It looks like
Awesome. He's gonna get channel off.
Like you're doing something.
huh?
No, that's all. I just want to catch a little thing.
Pushing? Yeah, I think it does.
So that's it. It's my technique. I tested it a year ago. I put it all down around the drains and tested it, and it held up really well. So then we did the whole road, and then we seal coated it. Now on the sand mixture and the driveway seal, I mixed them together to do the cracks. I'm gonna have to claim copyright on that because it's over a year old. So if you see anybody selling my product, let me know. I'm gonna call it Mike Haduck Driveway Sealer Crack Fixer or whatever. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next video.